Admittedly, a lot of the restring process is just prep work before actually getting the strings on there. Because getting the strings on there is super easy. It's making sure that they stay on there, that's the difficult part.
Is that a lubricant?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
This is typically called nut sauce, or it's whatever type of lubricant it is.
Okay.
So much of my life almost needs to be experienced through documentary.
It still kills me every single time that I hear that there's there's a guitar pedal company that just does nothing but euphemism. The swollen pickle.
The swollen pickle, that's a big one, yeah.
It kills me every time.
When I set a goal and I document myself achieving the goal gets achieved.
Just direct on this phone.
Speed, Margaret.
On this phone.
I forget constantly that I do things.
Ooh.
Hey, talking better lighting. There we go.
Yeah.
And then I will sit inside for weeks and think, why don't I do things?
So about an inch and a half of slack, so to speak. Pinch it right around there.
So if I document myself doing things,
And then pull taut. And then over.
then I can remind myself that I do things, and that encourages me to do more things.
Power supply, I can plug it for you.
Underneath the string tree. There we go. Stay away from so that the tension goes down naturally and there's a breaking period for these strings. Right now I'm actually just pulling these strings just a little bit tighter for a little bit.
Because living life is interesting when you do things.
The tension was there. Yeah.
Even if that thing is no thing. But if you can document it. We should be there in about 2.5 hours.
The hallways are really long and psychedelic. People laughing off in the distance everywhere. I thought like, oh, maybe I'll get like a haunted room. And then I realized like, this whole place is like haunted. Like you probably just heard that. There we go. Oh, look at my hair. That's nice. Here's a room, here's a switch. I don't know what that does. Aha! Cool. Oh my god, bro! It's sticky! Why is it sticky? Oh, it's so sticky, what the fuck? Trash can. They want to pitch me something on Wednesday, that's the whole thing. You gotta sit through a presentation. It's really beautiful here. I saw a goat, where did it go? Oh, this is gonna be so hard to find. Getting some sun. something so psychedelic about staring off into the mountains at a distance. Like you can't tell how close or far anything is. There you are. I don't mean to scare anybody. Your tails are wagging. I just sit here. You guys are so cool. Hello. This camera is safe. Hello. Hello. It's all good. I'm not coming near you. Be safe, be well. Wow, you're so gorgeous. Oh my God. You guys are just majestic. This is so cool. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you guys. Have a good one. This is wild. Why can't I see them in the camera? That's so weird. Oh, they're way back there. Okay, hi. Thank you. I love you too. Hello to you. Hello, friends. Hi. I see you. I see you, little one. Goofball. I just heard mourning doves harmonize with each other. That was pretty cool. That's a sound I've been familiar with my entire life, but I don't think I've ever heard two harmonize with each other like that. Okay.
Bro, I just had a full-on conversation with the guy who owns a liquor store who I thought I was gonna like get him on camera and stuff and get this like whole thing going. Poor guy, he lost his mom during COVID to dementia, and just are you ever in a public space and someone just sort of like lays out everything on you, and then they just keep talking to you, and he just kept spitting his dip into this like Powerade bottle, and I was like, damn. And then I finally went like Hey, I ask everybody this. Do you ever see anything crazy out here? Like, have you ever seen any, like, lights in the skies or aliens or ghosts or Bigfoot or anything like that? And he's just like, no. There's nothing crazy out here. Craziest thing you see is someone walking shirtless down the street. Nah.
Okay, so I just attended a 2.5-hour timeshare presentation. I didn't have to, but I did so that I could get $100 and something on a MasterCard. I was very friendly to everyone. That's my whole thing. I love being really friendly to people, even though it's very clear that I don't want to be there, or I'm probably going to say no to whatever they're going to offer me. I met with my representative, Ron, a very charming gentleman from Nashville, I think somewhere in his 70s. He kept kind of moving his age around. We spoke for a bit about how I like to vacation, and then I was taken to a room across the way where I was seated with a few other people and a few other representatives, and we were given a slideshow presentation, and I answered the bonus question correctly when they were like, do you know where this place is? You'll get a cookie. I got a cookie. So, and then this other woman really wanted a cookie. So I said, well, you know, can I give her my cookie, or does she get her own cookie? And then the presenter conceded and said, everyone will get a cookie. We can get everyone a cookie. And so I fought for her cookie, but she got her cookie. And then we went back to the original space, and Ron proceeded to work his magic. And we sat at a table across from each other, and he spoke in varying degrees of volume. Very, very softly, very drawing you in. He was almost lulling me into a hypnosis. He was almost lulling himself to sleep at certain points. I knew what I was getting myself into. He knew that I knew He knew that I knew. So we know for this entire 2-hour period that I'm eventually going to decline and say no. But he wanted to keep me there for as long as possible because 1, he thought I was gorgeous. 2, he said I was really easy to talk to. 3, it's his job. And I started to think about sigils. He didn't let me take any of the paperwork, but he let me take a photo of the paperwork. And it just got me thinking about sigils. This is just one of several of the pieces of paper. Directing your attention to different pieces of paper toward different areas where he's drawn symbols, written letters and numbers. They might be right side up, they might be upside down, and he's sort of guiding you through this. Now, he may not believe that he is magical, but in this moment, I understood that there is a magic to sales. I loved the way that he would direct my attention to his symbols and his numbers. I had to maintain a level of self-awareness over it because he was hypnotizing me. He was like lulling me. And I was never going to say yes. But I was like, I can see why people say yes. It was intense. But me, lovely me, I am also very magical. My magic comes from being myself, I guess. I respect the energy transfer that money and currency hold. But for some reason, in this incarnation at least, I've never respected, let's just say, capitalism, which sometimes makes meetings with business people like this very frustrating for the business person. They think that they're stringing me along, and then there's almost always a switch where they realize I'm stringing them along. And I don't do it intentionally. I'm not trying to like string anyone along or anything, but I'm just sort of like saying, oh, that's very interesting. I'm just very agreeable, and I make a lot of eye contact, and I smile a lot. It becomes a very intense battle of telepathy sometimes as well. Every slight facial change lands like the blow of a sword. Like during our conversation, there came a point where I realized I had been there an hour longer than I intended to, and I had missed a lunch appointment with some friends. And my demeanor changed. Not in any way that was rude or threatening, but my demeanor changed. and he began to feel sincerely bad. Like, we were both in a trance at a certain point because he was kind of dishing it out to me, but I was being so agreeable that it would sort of backfire and hit him. And there were points when I realized I was getting sleepy, and then there were points when I was like, this man is about to fall asleep. And there were points when I thought his hair was getting visibly whiter. And then I felt guilty, like, am I sucking energy from this guy on accident? Like, just by being here and agreeing with everything he's saying? Now I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. Well, I don't know what you're thinking. I don't know who's watching this. A lot of it is absurd and doesn't make any sense to me. Like, a lot of the systems that we have, I don't understand them. Timeshares, for instance. What is this? Why don't we house people? And I could see so many sales representatives walking past our table being like, that person's not going to buy, you know, like that person. And you can tell just the way I'm dressed, the way I present myself, like, and carry myself. But they're there to do a job, and I want them to do their job. And I will politely say no at the end. The only negative about that entire thing was that I just had to reschedule the lunch date for tomorrow. Oh, here's the cookie, by the way.
I don't know the upside down. Oh no, these are the weird babies. My God, they have an antenna.
And I'm like, will the world accept me? And my higher self is like, the world will accept you if you can accept yourself.
Stay away from so the tension goes down naturally, and there's a breaking period for these strings. Right now I'm actually just pulling these strings just a little bit tighter for a little bit, and then that allows it to fall into the right tension for whatever note much sooner.